Step back in time with me to a world of towering castles, winding cobblestone streets, and market squares that once echoed with the voices of merchants and knights. Imagine strolling through a city where history whispers from every stone, where ancient walls stand tall like silent storytellers, guarding centuries of secrets. Welcome to the magical medieval places of Europe, where history comes to life in every corner. The air carries the scent of fresh baked bread and roasted chestnuts, just like it did hundreds of years ago. Wooden doors creak open to reveal cozy inns, their candlelit rooms glowing like golden pockets of warmth against the cool, misty air. Every turn feels like stepping into a fairy tale, where ivy-covered towers rise into the sky and old bridges arch over gentle rivers that have watched time flow by. But before we journey through these magical places, let me ask you a fun question. Are you ready to test your knowledge of Europe's medieval cities? Which medieval city is home to the oldest working astronomical clock in the world? Comment your answer below. Now that you're thinking about the wonders of these cities, let me share something fascinating with you. Did you know that in many medieval cities, shop signs didn't have words? Instead, they used symbols, like a golden boot for a shoemaker or a painted mug for a tavern. This was because back then, most people couldn't read. These visual signs made it easier for everyone, even those who couldn't read or write, to identify the trades and services offered in the area. These symbols weren't just practical, they were also a form of art, carefully crafted to reflect the spirit of the business. Fast forward to today, and you'll still find these ancient traditions alive in certain cities, where heritage and history meet the modern world. In places like Nuremberg, Prague, and Bruges, you can still walk down cobblestone streets and see old guild signs hanging outside shops. While most of them now include modern signage, many of the original symbolic signs remain, adding to the charm and heritage of these cities. Pretty amazing, right? With so many unique features, these magical places keep surprising you. But with their rich history and incredible wonders, planning the perfect trip through Europe's medieval cities can feel like putting together an intricate puzzle. That's where I come in. Today, I'll be your guide, taking you through the most unforgettable destinations across these extraordinary cities. Stick around until the end, and I'll reveal a hidden gem, a place so magical that even lifelong locals are often surprised by its beauty. Prague feels like you're walking through a storybook. The city feels like a place where history and magic blend together, with old castles, beautiful bridges, and towers that seem to touch the sky. As you wander, the scent of fresh pastries and warm coffee fills the air, tempting you to stop and enjoy. The Vltava River flows gently through the heart of the city, its sparkling waters reflecting the colors of the buildings that line its banks. You can almost hear the whispers of centuries-old stories carried by the wind. The Grand Prague Castle looms high above, like a guardian watching over the city. The golden spires of St. Vitus Cathedral rise majestically, shining in the sunlight like the crown of the city. When you look around, you'll notice colorful buildings with rooftops that look like something out of a painting, each one telling its own story. The streets are filled with the sounds of lively chatter and the soft clinking of glasses from the cozy cafes where people gather to relax. As you stroll across the Charles Bridge, you can feel the rough stones beneath your feet, each one a silent witness to hundreds of years of history. The bridge is lined with statues of saints, standing tall like silent protectors, watching over everyone who crosses. The air is crisp and refreshing, and if you close your eyes, you can almost imagine the footsteps of travelers from long ago echoing through the bridge. The atmosphere in Prague is full of wonder, like you've stepped into a place where anything is possible. Whether you're exploring hidden alleyways or enjoying a quiet moment by the river, there's a sense of peace that wraps around you like a warm blanket. It's a city that invites you to slow down, take a deep breath, and soak in the beauty that's all around you. And as you leave the charm of Prague behind, the next stop takes you to a place that feels just as magical: Bruges, Belgium. It's a city that feels like it's frozen in time, with its beautiful canals and old buildings that make it look like something out of a fairy tale. As you walk through the streets, it feels like the city is gently wrapping you in a warm hug. The Markt Square is where all the magic starts, with its tall, proud belfry tower standing above, watching over everything like a quiet guardian. The buildings around you are like paintings, with their sharp lines and history whispering from every brick. You can take a deep breath and let the scent of Belgian waffles fill the air as you wander, maybe stopping to try some at Die Tavernier Bakery. If you're in the mood for something sweet, grab some of the world-famous Belgian chocolates and savor them while you relax on a bench, taking in the peaceful view. If you're feeling adventurous, why not climb the 366 steps of the Belfry Tower? It's a bit of a challenge, but the reward is a breathtaking view of the whole city, like looking at a model of Bruges from above. When you're ready to slow down, head to Minnewater Park. The quiet lake and peaceful trees make it feel like you found a secret garden in the middle of the city. And don't forget to take a boat ride along the canals. As the boat glides smoothly through the water, you'll feel like you're floating through history, with the old buildings reflecting in the water like a beautiful mirror. As the sun sets, Bruges becomes even more magical, especially at Rozenhout Kai, where the buildings glow softly in the evening light, and the canal reflects the sky like a giant painting. If you want to get lost in the charm of the city, just wander down its narrow streets, and you might even see a local making lace in their doorway, a craft that's been passed down for generations. If you are watching this, then click subscribe button in the corner of the screen. It is completely free, but means a lot to us. And when it's time to say goodbye to Bruges, get ready for a change of pace as we head to Tallinn, Estonia. The old town is filled with winding cobblestone streets and colorful buildings, each one holding a secret from the past. As you wander through, you'll find yourself climbing up to the Kotuotsa viewing platform. From here, you can take in the stunning view of the city, a perfect mix of old and new. The red rooftops of the old town feel like something from a painting, and the modern city spreads out beyond, showing how Tallinn blends history and innovation. The heart of Tallinn is Rekoja Platz, the main square, which is full of life. The tall buildings around it seem to watch over the square, making it feel like a place where time slows down. While you're here, grab some roasted almonds. Sweet, warm, and a little spicy, just like the city itself. For a taste of the everyday life in Tallinn, visit markets here. Inside a giant warehouse, you'll find everything from antique treasures to delicious foods, all wrapped up in the lively energy of the market. It's a great way to see the city's modern side. Don't miss St. Alexander Nevsky Cathedral, sitting high on Toompea Hill. This grand, colorful church stands as a reminder of the city's Russian past, with its shining domes and detailed design that make it impossible to ignore. After all the exploring, stop at a local restaurant for a meal. The medieval atmosphere makes it feel like you've stepped back in time, and their honey beer is something you have to try. It's sweet, smooth, and perfect after a long walk. Tallinn is a place where history and modern life dance together, and every corner offers something to discover. Rothenburg ob der Tauber in Germany is like a magical place frozen in time. The streets wind through the town, leading you past colorful half-timbered houses with flowers hanging from the windows. As you walk, you can feel the history all around you, with every step taking you deeper into a medieval storybook. The town is surrounded by tall walls, and you can walk along them to enjoy stunning views of the countryside. In the heart of the town, the Marktplatz is filled with cozy cafes, charming shops, and the sound of laughter. It's easy to imagine how this little town looked centuries ago, with its winding lanes and peaceful atmosphere. Rothenburg's beauty is simple but breathtaking, making you feel like you're in a dream. The quiet streets and old buildings seem to hold whispers of the past, giving the place a magical feeling. As you explore, you can sense that time here moves a little slower, letting you soak in the charm and beauty of every corner. From the colorful rooftops to the green hills surrounding the town, Rothenburg is a place where you can relax and forget about the busy world. Whether you're admiring the architecture or sitting at a cafe, Rothenburg's charm wraps around you, making it hard to leave. This town is a perfect escape, where history and beauty come together in a way that feels almost unreal. It's a place where memories are made, and the magic of the past comes alive in every step. Now, let's journey over to France, where the medieval town of Carcassonne awaits. Carcassonne looks like a fairy tale coming to life. Its towering stone walls stretch high into the sky, wrapping around an entire medieval city. From a distance, it feels like stepping back in time, with turrets and towers standing proudly over the French countryside. The Château Comtal sits at the heart of it all, a grand castle with thick walls and hidden passageways. Climb up the ramparts and you'll see rolling green hills stretching far beyond the city's edge. Below, the lower town bustles with everyday life, a mix of old and new blending together. But Carcassonne isn't just beautiful. It holds centuries of history, battles and legends within its walls. Even today, whispers of the past seem to float through the narrow alleys and quiet courtyards. It's a place where history, mystery, and beauty come together in the most unforgettable way. Siena is a magical city in Tuscany, Italy, where history and beauty come together like a perfect painting. As soon as you see the slender brick Torre del Mangia rising above red-tiled rooftops, you feel like you've stepped into a fairy tale. The magnificent Duomo, with its striking black and white marble stripes, sparkles in the sunlight like a treasure from the past. In the heart of the city lies the unique, shell-shaped Piazza del Campo, where people gather and stories are born. The Grand Palazzo Pubblico watches over the square, its old walls echoing the voices of medieval times. Every corner of Siena is filled with red brick buildings that glow warmly in the soft Tuscan light. The city is small and walkable, inviting you to explore its hidden alleys and lively neighborhoods. Siena's rich history is visible in every stone, from the impressive monuments to the charming details in the narrow lanes. Every moment in Siena feels timeless, as if you are part of a beautiful story that has been told for centuries. The atmosphere is warm and inviting, making it easy to relax and lose yourself in its charm. Have you ever been to Siena? Drop a 1 in the comments if you have, or a 2 if it's still on your bucket list. Now, let's pack our bags and set off to explore the historic beauty of Toledo, Spain. Its old town is a maze of narrow, winding streets filled with the echoes of 3 great cultures: Christian, Muslim, and Jewish. Walking along these ancient paths, you can almost hear the whispers of history in every stone. At the heart of the city, the old town is packed with museums and monuments that show off more than 2,000 years of tales. Step outside the city walls, and the Puente de San Martín spans the emerald waters of the Tagus River, offering a picture-perfect view of Toledo's natural beauty. On the other side, Toledo Cathedral stands tall with its colorful stained glass and intricate Gothic design that dazzles like a jewel. Nearby, the Mosque of Christ of the Light reminds us of the city's rich past with its ancient Arabic script and vaulted ceilings. The Alcázar of Toledo, a mighty fortress rising above the river, lets you feel the strength and spirit of old battles. Crossing the Puente de Alcántara, you can watch the river sparkle as it flows beneath the Baroque arch that has stood for centuries. Art lovers will adore exploring museums and galleries where the colors and brushstrokes of Spain's golden age come alive. A visit to ancient monasteries offers a quiet escape into a world of Gothic cloisters and peaceful courtyards. Don't miss tasting the local flavors with authentic Spanish tapas that burst with delicious flavors on your tongue. Historic churches with bold golden touches and dramatic light show off the beauty of Baroque art. For the best view of it all, find a scenic overlook where the entire city and a winding river are painted in sunset hues. Every site in Toledo feels like a treasure waiting to be discovered, each with its own tale of time gone by. The blend of history, art, and vibrant street life makes Toledo a feast for all your senses. From the old walls to the lively plazas, this city is a celebration of culture and tradition. Dubrovnik, Croatia, is like a sparkling gem resting by the deep blue sea. Its old town is a maze of ancient stone buildings. The city is encircled by tall, sturdy walls that have stood guard over its treasures for centuries. Walking along these walls, you feel as if you're on top of the world, with the endless Adriatic stretching out below like a magical ocean. The sound of gentle waves mingles with the lively chatter of people, creating a melody of past and present. Every corner of the old town bursts with life, from quaint cafes where you can sip a cool drink to little shops filled with handmade delights. A ride on the cable car up to Search Hill lifts you into the sky, offering views so breathtaking they make you feel as if you're flying. From the top, the city spreads out like a vibrant patchwork quilt of red roofs and twisting lanes. The Franciscan monastery, with its quiet, ancient walls, stands as a gentle reminder of the city's rich history. Nearby, the Lovrijenac fortress perches on a rocky cliff, evoking images of brave knights and epic legends. A stroll along Banja Beach lets you feel cool pebbles underfoot and dip your toes into the sparkling sea. A short boat ride takes you to the island of Lokrum, a secret garden of lush greenery and hidden coves. On Lokrum, every tree and flower seems to tell a story of nature's quiet wonder. Inside Dubrovnik, museums and art galleries showcase treasures that capture the heart of Croatia's past. Even in its busiest moments, Dubrovnik's charm shines through, making every visit feel like a special celebration. Every step you take leaves you with memories as vivid as the red rooftops and the brilliant blue sea. Now, let's pack up our stories from Dubrovnik and set off to explore the historic wonders of Edinburgh, Scotland. Edinburgh, Scotland is a city where ancient history and modern charm blend like a beautiful tartan. The air is crisp and cool, like a gentle breeze on a hilltop. Wandering the streets of the old town feels like stepping into a painting. Majestic Edinburgh Castle stands proudly above the city, a timeless guardian, watching over every corner. Prince's Street Gardens invite you to pause and breathe in the sweet scent of fresh blooms and listen to the soft splash of fountains. A stroll through Dean Village feels like discovering a hidden treasure along the sparkling water of Leith. The gentle murmur of the river and the rustle of leaves create a peaceful melody that soothes your soul. Grassmarket Square buzzes with energy, where locals and visitors share smiles over tasty treats. Quiet alleys like Circus Lane reveal secret spots that feel like your very own happy place. Every stone and building in Edinburgh seems to whisper ancient tales of valor and magic. The city's blend of grand castles and modern comforts makes you feel as if you're part of a timeless adventure. Friendly faces and warm welcomes make every step in Edinburgh feel like coming home. York, England, a city where Vikings and Romans walked the same streets. It's a place where history isn't just in books, it's under your feet. From the city walls, you can see York Minster, a giant church so big it could fit the Leaning Tower of Pisa inside. It's covered in amazing details, like a beautiful puzzle made of stone, telling tales of centuries past. Just a short walk away, you'll find peaceful gardens, like a secret hideaway filled with colorful flowers and ancient ruins. Its quiet charm is a welcome contrast to the bustling city. From there, we'll wander over to the Shambles, a street so charming it looks like it came straight out of a Harry Potter book, with crooked houses leaning together like they're gossiping. It's a photographer's dream. After all that excitement, find a historic tower that stands tall, a reminder of both joyful moments and difficult times from the city's past. It's the perfect place to reflect on the long, fascinating story of this city. And if the sun is shining, a riverside park is a lovely spot to relax, maybe with some chocolate, After all, this city is famous for it. It's a sweet ending to a day of exploring. York is a city where history comes alive, where you can feel the past all around you. It's like stepping into a history book, but way more fun. Now, let's journey south to sunny Italy and the medieval towers of San Gimignano. San Gimignano, Italy, a place that's pure magic, especially when the sun starts to dip low. Imagine a skyline bristling with medieval towers, like a crown of stone giants guarding the town. These aren't just any old towers, they're like the ultimate status symbol from way back when, built by families trying to outdo each other. It's a sight that'll take your breath away, a picture-perfect postcard come to life. San Gimignano itself is like stepping back in time, a perfectly preserved little world from centuries ago. The Piazza della Cisterna is the heart of it all, where everyone gathers around the ancient well, just like they did in the Middle Ages. It's a vibrant hub, buzzing with energy, a place where you can feel the pulse of the town. And don't miss the cathedral. It's a Romanesque beauty, filled with colorful frescoes that tell Bible stories in a way that's easy to understand. It's like a giant, beautiful comic book made of art. If you're feeling adventurous, you can climb the tallest tower in the city hall and be rewarded with a view that stretches for miles across the rolling Tuscan hills. It's a panorama that'll make you feel like you're on top of the world. Wandering through the narrow, winding streets is like exploring a maze of history and charm. Every corner holds a new surprise, a new photo opportunity. But the real magic of San Gimignano happens in the evening, after the crowds have thinned out and the golden light bathes the stone in a warm glow. The town takes on a peaceful, almost mystical feel, as if it's whispering secrets from the past. It's a place where you can truly connect with history, a place that will stay with you long after you've left. Our next adventure takes us to Bratislava, Slovakia, a city nestled along the beautiful Danube River. Imagine a place where old meets new, where colorful buildings line cobblestone streets, and a majestic castle overlooks it all. Bratislava is like a hidden gem in Europe, a place that's full of surprises. Strolling through the old town, known as Stare Mesto, feels like walking through a painting, with its pastel-colored buildings and charming squares. It's a place where you can feel the history in the air, like a gentle breeze, whispering stories from the past. And speaking of history, Bratislava Castle is a must-see, perched on a hill like a king on his throne. Inside the castle, you can explore museums and learn about Bratislava's fascinating past. Don't miss St. Martin's Cathedral, a grand Gothic church where kings were once crowned. It's a place of quiet beauty, where you can feel a sense of peace and wonder. For something a little different, check out the Blue Church, an Art Nouveau masterpiece with a unique pastel blue facade. It's like a fairy tale church. If you're a foodie, be sure to try some traditional Slovakian dishes like brinzové halušky, a comforting plate of potato dumplings with creamy sheep's cheese. They're a local favorite. And for a unique experience, visit the UFO observation deck for amazing panoramic views of the city. Bratislava is a city that's both charming and exciting, a place where you can discover something new around every corner. It's like a story waiting to be told. Regensburg, Germany is a city brimming with history and charm, a place where time seems to slow down. Imagine a city where three rivers meet, creating a vibrant hub that's been important for over 2,000 years. The Old Town, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a real treasure, a perfectly preserved glimpse into the Middle Ages. Walking through its winding streets is like stepping back in time, surrounded by grand buildings and picturesque squares. The stone bridge, a marvel of 12th century engineering, arches gracefully over the Danube, connecting the city like a timeless embrace. It's a symbol of strength and enduring beauty. And then there's St. Peter's Cathedral, a magnificent Gothic masterpiece, its spires reaching towards the heavens like a whispered prayer. It's a place of awe-inspiring beauty and spiritual reflection. For a different perspective, consider a leisurely cruise along the Danube River, where the city unfolds before you like a beautiful painting. It's a serene and romantic experience. Regensburg is a city that truly captivates the senses. It's a symphony of sights, sounds, and stories, a place that will stay with you long after you leave. And with the historic beauty of Regensburg behind us, we move on to the next stop, Monsanto, Portugal. This village is so unique, it's been called the most Portuguese village in the country. Imagine a mountaintop village where houses are built around giant boulders. Monsanto is a place where nature and history blend together seamlessly. The views from up there are absolutely breathtaking, like looking out over the world from a giant's castle. Walking through the village is like exploring a maze of stone and charm. You'll find ancient relics that once protected the village and stone markers where history left its mark. It's a reminder of a time long ago. There are old houses with mysterious names, adding a touch of intrigue to the village streets. Hidden fountains carved into the rock offer cool, refreshing spots, like natural springs tucked away in plain sight. And don't miss the quirky caves and grottos formed by giant boulders, a cool, unexpected place to explore. Monsanto Castle, perched at the top of the hill, is a must-see. It's easy to see why it was used in the filming of Game of Thrones. The views from the castle are simply stunning. And finally, there's the beautiful arch of Capella de São João, offering one last breathtaking panorama. Monsanto is a place where you can feel the magic of Portugal, a place that's both ancient and unforgettable. It's a village that will capture your heart and imagination. Cáceres, Spain, is a city so steeped in history, it's like a time traveler's dream. Imagine a place known as the town of 1,001 escutcheons. That's like saying it has 1,000 tiny shields decorating its buildings, each one telling a story. Cáceres is a UNESCO World Heritage City, which means it's recognized as super special and important for its history and beauty. Walking through its narrow cobblestone streets is like stepping back into the Middle Ages. You'll feel like you're on a movie set, surrounded by grand mansions and impressive palaces. Don't miss the Bujaco Tower, a symbol of the city's past, standing tall and proud in the Plaza Mayor. As you explore, keep an eye out for the stork's nests perched atop the churches. They're like the city's feathered residents, adding a touch of nature to the urban landscape. Cáceres is a city that will capture your imagination and transport you to another time. It's a place where history comes alive, where every corner has a story to tell. And as we leave the charm of Cáceres behind, our next stop is the beautiful town of Colmar, France. Colmar, France, is like stepping into a real-life Disney movie. Picture a town so colorful and full of charm, it could be straight out of a fairy tale. The houses stand proudly in bright colors, with wooden beams and flower boxes spilling over with blooms, almost as if a rainbow was painted across the buildings. Strolling through the streets feels like walking inside a living painting, with every corner offering something beautiful to discover. Cute shops, cozy cafes, and flower-draped bridges make you want to stop and take pictures at every turn. In a special area called Little Venice, the houses line up along the canal in perfect harmony, almost like a scene from a postcard. And don't forget to try the local wines. They're some of the best in France. Colmar is the kind of town that captures your heart, leaving you with unforgettable memories. Our next adventure takes us to Brno in the Czech Republic, a city with a cool, vibrant energy. It's a city that knows how to have a good time, with a relaxed atmosphere that makes you feel right at home. Spielberg Castle stands proudly on a hill, watching over the city like a wise old friend. Exploring its ancient walls is like walking through chapters of Brno's history, each stone whispering stories of the past. The Zelny Trh, or Cabbage Market, is the city's lively heart, a bustling square where locals and visitors mingle. It's a place to grab a tasty treat, soak up the sunshine, and feel the city's pulse. St. Peter and Paul Cathedral graces the skyline, a beautiful Gothic masterpiece that you can spot from almost anywhere in Brno. Stepping inside is like entering a world of stained glass and soaring arches, a moment of peace and quiet reflection. And if you're up for a fantastic view, climbing the Old Town Hall Tower is a must. From the top, Brno unfolds before you, like a map, a tapestry of rooftops and winding streets. Brno is a city that knows how to blend history with modern fun, a place where you can experience the authentic Czech spirit. It's a city with a unique charm, a place that will surprise and delight you. Aarhus, Denmark, is a lively city full of energy and history. Imagine a place where the past and present mix together like the colors of a painting. The city is called the world's smallest big city, but it feels like a cozy town with lots to see and do. There's a beautiful art museum here called Aarhus, where you can walk through a giant rainbow on top of the building. It's like stepping into a dream, with every color of the rainbow wrapping around you, and the view of the city below is amazing. If you're into history, there are places where you can learn about the city's ancient Viking roots, with fascinating artifacts and stories waiting to be discovered. As you wander through the city's charming districts, the streets themselves feel like they have stories to tell from centuries ago. The Canal Zone is another cool spot, with a trendy street that's full of modern cafes and restaurants. Aarhus is a mix of old and new, with a lot of history to explore and plenty of places to relax. Now, let's head south to Berat, Albania. Nestled between rolling hills and a winding river, Berat, Albania is a town that feels like it's been frozen in time, where ancient history meets a warm, welcoming vibe. It's known as the City of a Thousand Windows, and if you stand in the right spot, you can see what looks like a sea of white houses with their windows staring back at you, like a crowd of friendly faces. As the sun starts to set, the golden light makes these houses glow, and the sounds of the evening call to prayer fill the air, giving the town an almost magical feeling, like something straight out of a storybook. Berat Castle, towering over the town, feels like a guardian watching over the centuries. You can walk up the steep cobbled streets to reach it, feeling the weight of history beneath your feet as you go. Once inside the castle, you'll find small streets, churches, mosques, and even houses still lived in, making it feel more like a neighborhood than a typical tourist site. The castle is ancient, with parts dating back to the 13th and 14th centuries, and it's easy to imagine knights once walking the same paths you're strolling now. From the Gorica Bridge, you can look back and see Mangalemi glowing across the river, a beautiful sight that's like something out of a postcard. Just across the river from Mangalemi, the central area of Berat is bustling with life. The mosques stand tall here, adding a touch of history to the lively cafes and restaurants that line the Boulevard Republika. Berat is full of hidden gems, like small local shops and cozy corners where you can feel the town's heartbeat. From the stone streets of the castle to the peaceful riverside, Berat is a place where past and present come together to create something truly special. Next, let's head to Plovdiv, Bulgaria, where ancient ruins meet a vibrant, modern atmosphere. This city is like a time machine, where you can actually feel history beneath your feet. Plovdiv feels like a city woven from different layers of time, where every step tells a story. As you stroll through its lively streets, you'll catch glimpses of the past, blending effortlessly with the present. Ancient ruins peeking through modern pathways, and old stone walls basking under the same sun that warms bustling cafes. The old town is where the magic really unfolds. Perched on 3 hills, it offers breathtaking views that stretch across rooftops and into the horizon. As you wander along cobblestone streets, the charm is in the little things. The gentle sound of footsteps echoing, the soft rustle of leaves, and the occasional cat lazily sunbathing on a windowsill. Climb a little higher, and you'll find yourself standing by the ancient amphitheater. The stone seats, weathered by time, still hold the echoes of applause from centuries ago. For a panoramic view that will steal your breath away, head to Gendem Tepe Hill. When the sun dips low, the rooftops glow with golden hues, and the Maritsa River shimmers like a ribbon of light cutting through the city. Another spot that whispers stories from the past is the Sahat Tepe clock tower. Standing tall against the sky, it quietly marks the passage of time, just as it has for generations. And if you listen closely, as the wind brushes past the medieval walls scattered throughout the city, it almost feels like the stones themselves are sharing secrets from long ago. Plovdiv isn't just a place you visit, it's a place you feel, with every sense awakened by its beauty, history, and charm. Now let's continue our journey to Nafplio, Greece. The sea sparkles in the distance, a deep blue stretching out to the horizon. You can feel the cool breeze as you stroll by the old fortress, looking out over the water, and hear the soft waves lapping against the shore. Nafplio has a peaceful, old-world charm. The narrow streets are lined with cozy cafes, where you can sit and sip on a cold drink while watching the world go by. Everywhere you look, there's history, from the ancient fortresses to the old town square, that feels like a step back in time. The air smells sweet and salty, mixing the ocean breeze with the flowers that bloom on every corner. Every step feels like an adventure, with new sights, sounds, and smells to discover. As the sun sets, the sky turns a soft pink, and the town feels even more magical. It's a place that makes you slow down and enjoy every moment, from the sights to the sounds to the feeling of the warm stone streets beneath your feet. Padua, Italy is like a secret treasure chest full of color, history, and life. The wide panorama of St. Anthony of Padua Basilica is truly breathtaking. Its towering domes and intricate details catch the sunlight, casting soft golden reflections that dance across the square. The air is filled with a gentle hum of footsteps and quiet whispers as people from all walks of life come to admire this sacred masterpiece. Not far from the heart of the city, the medieval defense walls of Montagnana stand proudly, like silent guardians of the past. Strolling through Padua's old streets, you'll find hidden medieval spots that seem frozen in time. Narrow alleyways paved with cobblestones, archways draped in ivy, and the soft scent of old stone, warmed by the sun, create an atmosphere that feels both peaceful and enchanting. As the day fades, the golden glow of sunset washes over the city, highlighting the timeless charm woven into Padua's very fabric. It's a place where every corner holds a story, every stone has a memory, and every moment feels like part of a beautiful, endless tale. Lübeck is a charming little city in northern Germany. The old buildings, with their tall, pointy roofs and colorful bricks, give the city a magical, fairy tale vibe. The air smells fresh and a little like the sea, because Lübeck is close to the Baltic Sea. As you wander, you'll hear the soft clink of bicycle bells and the chatter of friendly locals walking by. Everywhere you look, you'll see something special, like the Hostentor Gate, a huge red brick archway that looks like it's straight out of a storybook. You'll love the narrow alleys that twist and turn, leading to cute cafes where you can sit outside, sip hot chocolate, and watch people go by. The sound of the wind rushing through the trees is peaceful, and you'll feel the cool breeze on your skin. As you stroll by the river, you might spot a few swans gliding smoothly across the water. Lübeck's old town is so charming that it feels like a hidden gem, waiting for you to discover every little detail. Wandering through the historic city centre, you'll be drawn to St. Mary's Church, a magnificent brick Gothic masterpiece towering above the rooftops, with its spires reaching for the sky. Step inside to feel the cool, quiet air and gaze at the intricate stained glass windows casting colorful reflections on the stone floor. The churches scattered throughout the city, with their towering steeples and ringing bells, add to the enchanting medieval atmosphere. As you explore further, you'll find hidden medieval spots tucked between buildings, with cobblestone streets that echo the footsteps of the past. You'll feel so relaxed and happy as you explore this peaceful city with its perfect mix of history and nature. Close your eyes and picture this: a tiny village wrapped inside ancient stone walls, like a secret hidden away for centuries. That's Obidos, Portugal, a place that feels straight out of a storybook. Cobblestone streets twist and turn like a maze, leading you past whitewashed houses with bright blue and yellow trims, as if an artist carefully painted each one by hand. As you walk through the grand entrance, a towering medieval gate covered in blue and white tiles welcomes you. It's like stepping into a different time, where knights once roamed and queens walked these same streets. Flowers spill from window boxes, their bright reds and pinks popping against the crisp white walls. Every few steps, you'll find tiny shops selling handmade crafts, painted ceramics, and bottles of the town's famous cherry liqueur, Gimignano. Take a sip, and the rich, fruity warmth spreads through you, like a hug from the inside. Above it all, a grand castle stands proudly on a hill, watching over the town like a silent guardian. Climb its ancient walls, and suddenly the world stretches out before you. Rolling green hills, golden fields, and the deep blue sky meeting the horizon. The wind whispers through the stone, telling stories of kings, battles, and centuries gone by. At sunset, the sky turns to fire, bathing the town in golden light. Lanterns flicker to life, casting soft glows on the streets. It feels magical, like a place where time slows down, letting you savor every single moment. And just like that, we leave behind the charm of Portugal's fairy tale village and journey to another walled wonder, this time in the heart of the Mediterranean. Welcome to Medina, the silent city of Malta. Stepping inside its ancient walls feels like traveling back in time. The golden limestone buildings glow under the warm Mediterranean sun, their weathered stones whispering stories from centuries past. The streets here are so narrow, you could almost stretch out your arms and touch both sides. It's quiet, so quiet that you can hear your own footsteps echo against the walls. As you wander, you'll spot grand wooden doors with iron knockers shaped like lions and dolphins. Balconies draped in colorful flowers peek over the alleyways, adding little bursts of life to the golden hues. Every turn leads to something new, a tiny chapel, a secret courtyard, or a breathtaking view over the island. At the edge of Medina, the city opens up to a stunning panorama. It's a place that makes you want to pause, breathe, and soak in the magic of the moment. But if Medina is a quiet dream, then Riga, Latvia, is a lively storybook filled with color and charm. As you stroll through the old town, it feels like stepping into a fairy tale, where medieval buildings, colorful facades, and cobblestone streets guide you along the way. The city is a mix of old and new, like a beautiful painting that blends different styles. As you walk past a centuries-old church, its towering spires cast long shadows, and intricate stonework whispers stories of the past. Walking along the canals, you might hear the soft hum of the city and the occasional bird singing in the trees. The sound of laughter and music floats out of outdoor cafes, especially on a warm summer evening when the sun sets so late, the day seems to go on forever. The tall spires of ancient churches rise above the rooftops, their silhouettes etched against the sky, while ornate facades display intricate carvings and decorative details that tell stories of the past. The majestic Riga Cathedral stands proudly, its grand structure reflecting in the calm waters of the nearby Daugava River. As you stroll along the riverbank, the gentle breeze carries the faint scent of fresh grass and the distant sounds of boat horns. The city's skyline is a mix of Gothic spires and Art Nouveau architecture, with elaborate buildings adorned with flowing lines, floral motifs, and statues peering down from above. In the heart of the city, spacious squares open up, surrounded by pastel-colored buildings and lively street corners where musicians fill the air with soft melodies. The towering House of the Blackheads gleams with its striking facade, rich in history and detail, standing as a symbol of Riga's vibrant past. Parks and green spaces offer peaceful retreats, with tall trees casting dappled shadows on pathways lined with blooming flowers. As you wander through Riga, every corner reveals a blend of old and new, where history whispers from the stone walls, and the scenery paints a picture of timeless beauty. And now, let's head to another enchanting place, Kotor, Montenegro. Kotor, Montenegro is a hidden gem tucked away along the sparkling bay of Kotor. Imagine walking through a storybook town with tall, ancient walls that seem to whisper secrets from centuries ago. The old town is like a maze, made of narrow streets that twist and turn, leading you to cozy shops, charming restaurants, and beautiful squares. Every corner you turn, there's something new and exciting waiting for you. The town's buildings, with their warm, yellow stone, give off a golden glow in the sunlight, like a postcard come to life. As you wander through the city, you can feel the history in the air, almost like you're stepping back in time. The churches here are full of intricate details that tell stories of the past, their bell towers reaching up to the sky. From the top of the Kotor fortress, the view is breathtaking, like you're standing on top of the world, looking over a peaceful town below, with the bay stretching out like a giant mirror. The climb up to the fortress might be steep, but each step brings you closer to a memory you won't forget. In Kotor, time feels like it moves a little slower, giving you the chance to enjoy the little things, like the soft breeze by the sea or the sound of church bells ringing in the distance. But Kotor isn't just about the old town. Just a short drive away, you can find quiet beaches and stunning blue grottos, places that make you feel like you've discovered a secret world all your own. The town is the perfect mix of history, nature, and adventure, making it a great place to explore and unwind. Whether you're hiking up the fortress, strolling through the ancient streets, or relaxing by the water, you'll always find something that makes you smile. It's a place where every moment feels like a new adventure, and you'll want to take it all in. From Kotor's charm, we'll now move on to the vibrant city of Gdansk, Poland, where history and culture come together in the most exciting ways. As you walk through the old town, colorful buildings with fancy designs line the streets, each one telling a story from hundreds of years ago. The air smells like the salty Baltic Sea, mixed with the warm scent of fresh-baked pierogi from tiny cafes. Down by the waterfront, the Motława River reflects the glowing lights of boats gently floating by. The famous medieval crane, Juror, stands tall, reminding us of Gdansk's powerful history as a major trading port. St. Mary's Church, one of the biggest brick churches in the world, invites you to climb its tower. The 400 steps might make your legs tired, but at the top, a breathtaking view of the city stretches all the way to the sea. The rooftops look like waves of red and orange, blending into the blue sky. Gdansk is also a place of courage. It's where Poland's journey to freedom began with the Solidarity movement. You can feel the strength of its people in the air. And just when you think you've seen it all, the golden beaches of the Baltic Sea appear, where soft sand meets cool waves. The wind carries the sound of seagulls, and the sunset paints the sky in pink and gold. It's the perfect place to take a deep breath and just enjoy the moment. But now, let's head east, where a hidden gem is waiting for us: Vilnius, Lithuania. Vilnius is a breath of fresh air that invites you to explore its charming mix of old and new. Every corner reveals buildings in styles that range from Baltic Gothic to elegant neoclassical, each with its own story to tell. The city glows with the warmth of the sun, and the green spaces offer peaceful spots to rest and dream. Imagine sitting on a park bench by the winding Vilnia River, feeling the gentle breeze and watching the water sparkle under the clear sky. The colorful murals and street art bring an energetic pulse to the city, much like a painter's palette splashed across a historic canvas. In Užupis, the Bohemian Creative Quarter, art and freedom mix in every quirky cafe and handmade gallery. The blend of ancient churches, modern art, and lively street markets fills the air with a sense of timeless wonder. Every sound, from soft music drifting from open windows to the gentle chatter of friendly locals, makes you feel at home. Even in the cool of early spring or the golden glow of autumn, Vilnius enchants with its natural beauty and creative spirit. Exploring Vilnius on foot feels like a treasure hunt, where every alley and square holds a delightful surprise. The calm, historic vibe of the city is perfectly balanced by its vibrant modern energy, creating an unforgettable experience. As the day comes to a close, the soft light and peaceful streets invite you to slow down and savor every moment. If fairy tales were real, they would look like Sighisoara. Cobblestone streets twist and turn between colorful houses, each one painted in soft pastels, pinks, yellows, blues, and greens. Flowers spill from windows, their sweet scent mixing with the crisp mountain air. The heart of Sighisoara is the clock tower rising high above the rooftops. Its old wooden balcony offers a perfect view of the town, where red-tiled roofs stretch toward rolling green hills. Inside, the clock's gears tick softly, like a heartbeat keeping time for centuries. As you wander, you'll hear the echo of your footsteps on ancient stones. The town feels peaceful, yet alive with whispers of the past. This is the birthplace of Vlad the Impaler, the real-life inspiration for Dracula, but there's nothing spooky about it, just history woven into every brick and shadow. In summer, the streets fill with music and laughter during the medieval festival. People dressed as knights and princesses parade through town, while the smell of roasting meat and fresh bread drifts through the air. Even on quiet days, cozy cafes invite you in with warm pastries and thick hot chocolate. Sighisoara is a place that stays with you like the final page of a favorite book, magical, unforgettable. But just beyond its dreamy towers and timeless charm, another story waits to be told in Heidelberg, Germany. Heidelberg is a town straight out of a fairy tale, where history and romance meet along the banks of the Neckar River. The old bridge, standing strong for over 250 years, stretches across the river like a red ribbon, leading us toward the heart of the old town. Towering above it all is Heidelberg Castle, sitting like a silent guardian over the city. Half in ruins yet still grand, its red sandstone walls glow warmly under the sun, while ivy creeps up the ancient stones, adding a touch of wild charm. From its terraces, the view stretches over the Neckar River and the rooftops of Heidelberg, painting a picture that feels timeless. As you walk through the castle grounds, you can almost hear echoes of history whispering through the arches and crumbling walls. The castle's architecture tells its own story, a mix of Gothic and Renaissance styles with intricate carvings and statues that have watched over the city for centuries. Aerial views reveal the castle's majestic presence, nestled against the lush greenery of the hillside, with the town sprawled below like a patchwork quilt of red rooftops and winding streets. From the historic charm to the rich flavors of bratwurst and warm apple strudel, Heidelberg leaves a feeling of warmth, even in the winter cold. It's a place that lingers in your heart, like a story you never want to finish, a dream you keep reliving. It's time to step away from the misty hills of Germany and head south, where the golden light of Provence is waiting for us in Avignon, France. Avignon, France, is a city bursting with history and charm. This enchanting town sits proudly on the banks of the Rhone River. The magnificent Palais des Papes towers over the city, a grand reminder of a time when popes ruled this land. Its ancient walls and stone arches whisper stories of power, passion, and mystery from centuries ago. A gentle walk brings you to the Rocher des Doms, a quiet park with fragrant gardens and breathtaking views. From this high spot, the city and the river below sparkle like jewels in the sunlight. In the evenings, soft street lamps and the murmur of friendly conversations create a magical atmosphere. The spirit of Provence fills every corner, offering art, food, and history at every turn. Whether exploring on foot or cruising through the countryside, Avignon fills your heart with wonder. The blend of ancient architecture and modern life creates a peaceful rhythm that lingers in the air. Every moment here is like a gentle melody that stays with you long after you leave. Now let's pack our bags and head north to Ghent, Belgium, where another delightful adventure awaits. The historic centre is like a hidden treasure, with medieval towers and charming streets that echo tales of knights and traders. Every corner reveals colourful buildings painted with personality, making the city come alive like a vibrant painting. Walking past the UNESCO-listed belfry, you can imagine a time when Ghent was one of Europe's great urban centres. The Gravenstein Castle stands proudly, like a stone guardian, watching over the city with a quiet strength. Strolling along the grassline, you see boats gently bobbing on the water, while the scent of fresh coffee and pastries fills the air. Each step in Ghent feels like a journey through time, where history and modern life merge seamlessly. The city is both lively and relaxed, with ancient architecture blending perfectly with creative energy. It fills your senses with color, sound, and flavor, making you feel like you're part of a grand, ongoing story. Now let's pack up our memories of Ghent and head to Perugia, Italy, where art, history, and sweet flavors await us. Perugia, Italy, a city perched on a hill in the heart of Umbria. Imagine rolling hills, magical light, and a peaceful feeling in the air. That's Umbria, and Perugia is its shining star. It's not as crowded as some other Italian cities, so it feels more relaxed and easy to explore. The Piazza 4 Novembre is the heart of Perugia, a beautiful square where you can feel the city's energy. It's a great place to people watch and enjoy a delicious gelato. The Fontana Maggiore, a stunning fountain in the piazza, is covered in amazing details, like a work of art carved in stone. It's a symbol of the city's history and beauty. Corso Vannucci is the main street, always bustling with life, like a parade of people strolling by. It's lined with shops, cafes, and restaurants, perfect for finding a souvenir or a tasty treat. It's a sweet ending to a day of exploring. Perugia is a city that will capture your heart with its charm and beauty. It's a taste of the real Italy. Our next destination is Segovia, Spain, a city where history whispers from every stone. Imagine a place with a Roman aqueduct so big, it's like a giant stone bridge carrying water across the land. This amazing structure, built without any mortar, is a true wonder of engineering. Segovia also boasts a fairy tale castle, the Alcazar, which looks like it came straight out of a Disney movie. It's said to have inspired Cinderella's castle. And don't miss the Segovia Cathedral, the last Gothic cathedral built in Spain. It's a magnificent building with stunning stained glass windows. Wandering through Segovia's old city center is like stepping back in time. Trogir, Croatia is a charming coastal town that feels like stepping into a living postcard. Cobblestone streets twist among colorful buildings that glow warmly under the Mediterranean sun. Every corner reveals a new delight, from ancient churches and medieval towers to quaint squares bustling with life. The Grand Cathedral of St. Lawrence stands proudly, its bell tower offering a breathtaking view over red-tiled roofs. Nearby, the bell tower of St. Sebastiana and the city loggia remind you of the city's rich, storied past. The shimmering water of the harbor and the rhythmic sound of gentle waves create a peaceful melody that calms your soul. In the heart of the old town, every stone and doorway seems to whisper secrets of Venetian influence and ancient traditions. The lively market, with its vibrant stalls and fresh produce, invites you to taste local flavors and sweet treats. The atmosphere is both vibrant and serene, like a gentle dance between the past and the present. The warm sunlight, the cool touch of the sea, and the savory taste of local delicacies fill your day with joy. Whether you're exploring ancient fortresses or relaxing in a cozy cafe, Trogir captivates your heart and senses. Now let's say goodbye to this enchanting Croatian town and head to Bamberg, Germany, where more historic wonders await. Bamberg is one of Germany's most beautiful hidden gems, a charming town where history and beauty come together. The air smells like fresh river water, mixed with the scent of old stone and blooming flowers in the spring. The Regnitz River flows through the heart of the city, and right in the middle, perched on a tiny island, stands the stunning old town hall. So pretty, it almost doesn't look real. As you walk, you'll hear the soft hum of church bells echoing through the hills. Up on one of the hills, Bamberg Cathedral stands tall, its 4 towers reaching for the sky. But Bamberg isn't just quiet history, it's also full of life. By the river, little boats drift past, while people sit on the banks, laughing and enjoying the sunshine. Bamberg is the kind of place that makes you slow down and soak in every detail. But just an hour away, another city is waiting, one with grand castles, rich history, and a taste of medieval magic. Welcome to Nuremberg. Imagine climbing the tower of Nuremberg Castle, looking out over the city like a king surveying his land. The view is incredible, with church spires reaching for the sky and the whole city spread out before you. It's a local favorite. Nuremberg has a bit of a dark past too, as the site of former Nazi Party rally grounds. Walking around there is a powerful experience, a reminder of a difficult time in history. But Nuremberg is also a city of hidden secrets, like the old beer cellars carved into the sandstone. They're like underground tunnels where beer used to be stored, a cool and interesting place to explore. Nuremberg is a city that will surprise you with its mix of old and new, light and shadow. It's a place with layers of history waiting to be uncovered. Avila is a city wrapped in stone, with walls so tall and strong that they've stood for nearly 1,000 years. The walls, stretching over a mile, are like a giant's arms hugging the city, and if you climb them, you can see all of Avila bathed in golden sunlight. Inside, the town is a maze of narrow alleys, lined with old stone buildings that seem to whisper tales from long ago. From the ramparts, panoramic views reveal rolling hills and a golden sunset that transforms the city into a glowing tapestry of medieval charm. If you listen closely while walking at dusk, you might hear church bells echoing through the streets, a sound that has rung for centuries. The air here feels crisp and pure, sitting high on a plateau where the wind carries whispers of the past. Avila may not be Spain's most famous city, but it's a place where history isn't just remembered, it's felt in every stone. It's a town of legends, faith, and quiet beauty, a perfect stop for dreamers and history lovers alike. Now, let's leave behind these medieval walls and travel to a city where East meets West. Welcome to Istanbul, Turkey. Istanbul is the only city in the world that sits on two continents, half in Europe, half in Asia, split by the sparkling blue Bosphorus. It's a place where the past and present live side by side, with ancient mosques and palaces standing next to buzzing cafes and modern shops. Walk through the streets, and you'll hear the call to prayer floating through the air, mixed with the sound of clinking tea glasses and busy traffic. The city's skyline is unforgettable. Domes, minarets, and the towering Galata Tower rising above the water like a lighthouse from another time. In the Grand Bazaar, one of the oldest markets in the world, you can get lost in a maze of colorful stalls selling handmade carpets, gold jewelry, and Turkish delights dusted in powdered sugar. But Istanbul isn't just history, it's full of surprises. In the hip neighborhood of Kadıköy, street art covers old buildings, and hidden cafes serve the best Turkish coffee, thick and rich like melted chocolate. Beneath the city, the Basilica Cistern holds ancient underground waters, where stone Medusa heads sit quietly in the shadows. And in Dolmabahce Palace, the last home of Ottoman sultans, giant chandeliers shine so brightly they could light up the night sky. Istanbul is alive with energy, a city of colors, sounds, and endless discoveries. Cinque Terre is one of Italy's most magical places, a string of 5 colorful villages clinging to the cliffs above the bright blue Ligurian Sea. It looks like something straight out of a storybook, with houses painted in shades of lemon, peach, and cherry stacked on top of each other like a giant puzzle. Walking through these villages feels like stepping back in time. There are no big roads, just narrow, winding paths where locals hang their laundry out to dry, and the scent of fresh basil drifts from tiny kitchens. If you listen closely, you can hear waves crashing against the rocks and the distant chatter of fishermen bringing in the catch of the day. One of the best things to do here is take the scenic hiking trail that connects all 5 villages. It's not just a walk, it's an adventure. Hallstatt, Austria, is one of the most beautiful villages you'll ever see, sitting in the heart of the Austrian Alps. It looks like something straight out of a fairy tale, with its colorful houses stacked up the mountainside, surrounded by crystal-clear waters of Lake Hallstatt. The air here feels fresh, like you're breathing in peace itself, and the soft mountain breeze whispers stories of this place's ancient past. The village is famous for being the home of the oldest salt mine in the world, which has been around for over 7,000 years. One of the best ways to enjoy the village is by taking a boat ride across Lake Hallstatt, where you can see the whole place from the water, its charming houses and green mountains reflected in the calm lake like a mirror. There's also a very special church here, St. Michael's Chapel, where you'll find a bone house full of painted skulls. This unusual tradition started hundreds of years ago when the town ran out of space for all the graves. The peacefulness of Hallstatt, with its quiet streets and colorful houses, makes it feel like time slows down, and you can almost hear the history in the air. For a magical experience, try visiting during winter when the whole village is covered in snow, and the Christmas market fills the air with the scent of cinnamon and hot chocolate. Fall is also a wonderful time to visit, with the golden leaves turning the whole forest into a painting. No matter when you come, Hallstatt's beauty will take your breath away. Now, let's move on to Venice, Italy, where the beauty is just as magical, but in a totally different way. Venice is like a dream floating on water. This magical city in Italy is built on over 100 tiny islands, with no cars, just boats and canals weaving between ancient buildings. The streets here are actually made of water, and the Grand Canal is like Venice's main road, where gondolas and vaporettos glide past palaces that have stood for centuries. Early in the morning, the city feels like a secret, wrapped in soft mist, with the sound of water gently lapping against the stone walls. Walk through the narrow alleys, and suddenly you'll step into a lively square where people sip espresso and pigeons flutter around. In St. Mark's Square, the golden mosaics of the basilica shimmer in the sunlight, telling stories from hundreds of years ago. At sunset, Venice feels like a painting come to life. The buildings glow in shades of orange and pink, their reflections dancing on the water. Take a quiet gondola ride through the smaller canals, where soft music drifts through open windows and the scent of fresh pasta fills the air. It's the kind of place that makes you believe in fairy tales. But if you think Venice is magical, wait until you see Mont Saint-Michel rising from the sea like a castle from a storybook. Rising above the sea like a stone castle in the clouds, this tiny island is home to a breathtaking abbey dedicated to the Archangel Saint Michel. When the tide is high, Mont Saint-Michel seems to float on water, its reflection shimmering like a dream. But when the tide is low, the sea pulls back, revealing rippling sand that stretches for miles, as if the island is waking up from a nap. Climb up to the abbey, and you'll be rewarded with a view that stretches all the way to the horizon, where the sky and ocean melt into one. Many don't know that Mont Saint-Michel once served as a prison during the French Revolution, its towering walls trapping not just history, but real people. And if you visit on a summer night, the abbey glows with a dazzling light and sound show, turning its ancient stones into a canvas of colors. Now let's leave the shores of France and step into the heart of the Balkans, where the old bridge of Mostar awaits. Mostar is a small, beautiful city in Bosnia and Herzegovina, famous for its breathtaking old bridge. This bridge, called Stari Most, arches over the Neretva River like a stone rainbow, connecting the past and present. The river below is a striking shade of emerald green, so clear that it almost looks like a giant piece of glass reflecting the sky. Walking through Mostar feels like stepping into a different time. The old town is filled with cobblestone streets, lined with tiny shops selling colorful rugs, copper jewelry, and handmade souvenirs. The smell of grilled meat and freshly baked bread drifts through the air, making your stomach rumble even if you're not hungry. But Mostar isn't just about beauty. It has a deep history. During the war in the 1990s, the old bridge was destroyed, and for years, the city was divided. When the bridge was rebuilt in 2004, it wasn't just about connecting two sides of a river. It was about healing a city's heart. Climb to the top of its minaret, and you'll get the best view of the city. Red rooftops, stone buildings, and the endless green of the river weaving through it all. Mostar is a place of contrasts, old and new, joy and sorrow, tradition and change. But more than anything, it's a place that welcomes you with open arms, inviting you to walk its streets, hear its stories, and feel its soul. From the grand castles of Spain to the charming streets of Italy, Europe's medieval places are full of magic and history. Each one has a story to tell, whether it's the towering spires of a cathedral or the quiet beauty of a forgotten village. As you walk through these ancient lands, it's like stepping into a real-life fairy tale. But what makes these places even more special is how they've stood the test of time. Through wars, weather, and the march of history, they've remained like silent storytellers, sharing their tales with those who are willing to listen. And just like us, they've grown and changed, but their hearts remain the same. Visiting these places isn't just about seeing history. It's about feeling it, living it for a moment. So next time you find yourself wandering through these ancient cities, remember, you're not just a traveler, you're a part of their story. And who knows, maybe your own adventure will be the next chapter in this incredible journey through Europe's medieval heart.